Your name?
Chuck Tucker,
And Chuck, where are you employed?
Panola County Sheriff's Department.
And how long have you been there?
12 years.
And were you on duty on the night of December the 6th of 2014?
I was.
And did you receive a call to go to Heron Road in Cortland?
Yes.
And what was the nature of the call?
Car fire and a female that had been burned.
Do you remember where you were when you got the call?
I was at Coles Point.
Okay. Now, the jury's from Pike County. They're not real sure where Coles Point is. Sardis Lake is actually about 6 to 10 miles from here, depending on where you go. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and it's northeast of here.
Yes.
All right, is Coles Point at Sardis Lake?
It's on the east side of, it's off of Blackjack Road.
Okay. And it's in the lake area, is that correct?
Yes, almost in Lafayette County.
Okay. Which is the next county.
Next county over,
the
yes.
county Oxford's in next door.
Yes.
All right. So, did you go drive directly to the scene?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what time or how long it took you to get there?
I don't.
Okay. When you got there, where did you go?
Well, I went to the scene, and as I was pulling up, the ambulance was pulling off, and Deputy House was pulling off following the ambulance. And I pulled up, and I was on the phone with Major Thompson. And he told me to go to the landing zone and see if I could get any information. Okay. So I turned around and followed the ambulance and stuff down.
While you were en route, did you get any more details about what was going on?
I don't remember. I talked to Detective Dixon and Major Barry Thompson both while I was on the way to the scene.
Okay. Did you learn who it was before you got there?
Well, just as I got there, I believe is when Barry told me who it was.
Okay. And Barry being Major Thompson?
Major Thompson, okay. Yes.
Now, who is Edward Dixon? They hadn't been introduced to Edward yet.
He's the lieutenant over the detective division.
Okay. And what were you talking to them about?
Well, they had called me about the call, and I told them I didn't know I wasn't there yet. They was trying to get information themselves, but they had received calls from dispatch and everything.
Okay. So when you got there, Jessica, which you didn't know was Jessica at the time, but Jessica was being transported from the hill down to the landing zone.
Yes.
Okay. Where did you go?
I went down to the landing zone then.
Okay. And when you got there, what did you do?
I got inside the ambulance.
Okay. And as you begin, did you know who it was at that point?
Yes.
And did you know Jessica?
Yes, I did.
And did you know Ben, her dad?
Yes.
And how long had you known Jessica?
Since she was a baby.
Okay. How did this affect you when you got in there, Chuck?
It was nerve-wracking to see somebody you knew that was burnt like that.
And describe for the jury what you saw of her body.
She had skin hanging all over, and her face and hair was singed, and it was bad.
You ever seen anything like that before?
No, not while they're still alive.
And did you begin to talk to Jessica?
Yes, I did.
And what did you ask her?
I asked her who did this, and she said Eric.
Okay. Well, describe for the jury how loud or low her voice was.
Well, she was real mumbled and very low, and she couldn't say, a whole lot, but, she told me that, and I asked her, Eric who, and she said she didn't know. Okay. And I had asked her if she knew who I was, and she told me yes.
Okay. And did you ask her any other questions?
Well, I had got out of the ambulance because the sheriff had called my phone and talked to the sheriff for a minute. And then the sheriff told me to find out if he was black or white. So I got back in the ambulance and asked her if he was black or white, and she said black.
Okay.
The only other thing she was saying was that she was cold.
Okay. And at this point, once you got this basic information, did you get out of the ambulance?
I did.
Okay. And were you there when the air evac people arrived?
Yes, me and the sheriff were standing outside when they got there.
When you said you called the sheriff on the phone, was he en route?
Well, he had called me while I was in the ambulance the first time. That's the reason I stepped out of the ambulance, to answer the phone and talk to the sheriff. And then when I got out, the sheriff was already there.
Okay, so he was en route.
He was en route, yes.
Okay. Tender the witness, Your Honor.
Cross.
Good afternoon, Deputy Tucker.
Good evening.
You think that you got to the scene a little bit after 2030?
I'm not sure what time it was. It was 3 years ago.
Okay. Your Honor, may I just approach the witness?
You may.
Is that your report?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Do you see the time at the top of it?
Yes,
Okay.
approximately 2030.
Okay. That refreshes your recollection as to the time that you got there?
Well, that's what it says. I mean,
Yes. Okay. And you completed it?
yes,
Okay. You stated that you also went to the landing zone.
yes.
Okay. How long do you think it took you to get from, let's say, if this is about 8:30 on the scene to the landing zone?
2 minutes.
And at that point, you got into the ambulance with Miss Jessica.
Yes,
Okay. And the information that you were able to ascertain was that the person who had done this to her was named Eric, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And also the person was black,
yes,
and that she was cold,
yes,
and she knew who you were, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I tender the witness, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No, sir. And he may be filing excused.
All right, officer, you can be found excused. Thank you, sir.